other channels, but Instagram is probably the one that you can see videos of them and
Instagram.
mixed in. I kind of like the old videos when you're like mixing like almost like party scene.
Oh yeah, I know. Back
Those are cool.
that's when I
Those
was
those are the
DJing
cool ones.
heavy. I was DJing super, super heavy. And now I just pretty much evolved though to a whole producer now. Like I'm a producer now. Went from a DJ to a beat maker, now to a producer. And now I'm trying to earn my engineer badge. That's my next badge. I'm trying to earn full on engineer. So
Oh, cool, cool.
yeah.
Hey, if it works, man. Heck yeah.
Yeah, it's fun, And
Well, I
plus
wish you all the best in that.
and plus I could still DJ too, I still do my DJing and my cutting on the artist tracks too. I'm more 90s style.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a big '90s and '80s kind of mixed guy. Obviously, I grew up in that time. A lot older than you are,
Nah, you good.
but I still like that music. I think it's good.
Yeah, and plus, like I said, most of the people like my DJing side on their music, so it's pretty cool. Like I get to still do it, incorporate it in the studio and stuff. So it's fun.
How did you start out?
How did I
I mean,
start out?
obviously you said I want to DJ, but how'd you start out?
I was 11, and my older brother at the time, he was my second older brother, because I got a family of brothers. I have 6 brothers. I got 3 older brothers.
Oh, I know you got a big family.
Yeah, I have a
Big family.
unit. I'm only shy from a full baseball team. It's kind of crazy.
That's funny.
But I started with him. I was 11 years old, and then he was 16, 17, and then he bought like his first pair of turntables. They were like some janky Gemini XL like 200s. But I just one day he bought them, and I was just in the room when his buddy was showing him how to hook it up, and I was just intrigued. Like it came with this VHS tape of like a setup video, and it had DJ Rectangle on it. And at the very, very end of that video, he does like a scratching routine, scratching, juggling. He does like body tricks and everything. And that's what hooked me. Like 11 years old, I watched that VHS until it broke, until like it didn't work no more.
Oh, like whether they do like forearm and an elbow
Yeah,
scratch
he
and
was
stuff
doing
like
all
that.
that. He was doing the elbow behind the back, like he was doing all that. And he's a DJ out of UK. His name is DJ Rectangle, because my brother ended up the DJ that gave him the turntables gave him some scratch records that were DJ Rectangle. So I guess it was like a whole DJ Rectangle setup. But that's pretty much what inspired me. My brother and that VHS tape, and I was 11, and that's how it
That's
all
cool though.
started.
Hey,
I never
I mean,
stopped.
when I wanted to start doing the podcast, I literally went all over YouTube and go, "What's
Hmm.
the best deal to do?" Da da da. And I still think if you're still trying to do a business, a podcast or a blog, you
Hmm.
do video on there. That is really good because it
Yeah,
really attracts to people.
the video vlogs are really big because like I have an LLC now with my partner from high school. It's called Zona Records it's called Zona Records LLC, but we have a website called zonarecords.shop, and we're going to start posting up our video vlogs. We have 3 episodes out on YouTube, but it's just our day-to-day life, like in the studio, us just bullshitting, just, and then behind the scenes with some artists that I work with. And like it's pretty cool that we put it out, and like the return, people like seeing that, like they like seeing the day-to-day, like they like seeing some
Yeah,
pictures
well,
of us.
behind the scenes is cool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what it is. I like to see the
People dig
behind the
that.
scene, day-to-day stuff, us just bullcrapping, and it's pretty cool. So the podcast, all that stuff is really booming right now. I was just on one
Yeah, and
too on
what's it
Sunday.
under now?
Zona
What's it
Records.
under YouTube on?
Uh,
Zona
the
Records, guys. Zona Records.
the YouTube is news, and let me pull it up for you. I'll pull up the YouTube. I'll show you. So the website Zona Records, and the and then YouTube is News and Shit. That's what it's called. It's by one of the
News and shit
yep, News and Shit USA. News and Shit USA. That's what it's called.
on YouTube.
Yep, on YouTube. Yep.
I can't believe they let you put shit.
Right? Yeah. News and Shit USA. Let me show you the.
That's awesome. I can definitely connect when we're done. That's
Mhm.
cool.
Let's see. This
Right
is
on. So, okay, you start out. There it is.
the news.
Oh, okay. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have
Well,
to.
it's all backwards. My bad.
I gotta write that. Yeah, I'll get it to you when I'm done.
Yeah. No, definitely.
I'll put that on all that stuff. I'll have you. Let's see. We'll write it down at the end, and
Mhm.
that way I can put it where people can look it up on
Definitely. And I can
on the podcast
I can
info.
shoot you. Yeah, I can shoot you everything too.
Cool.
You
I'll
can
put it on Instagram and all that. Right on. And let's see, what did you start doing clubs and stuff?
I didn't start getting into the club scene until like after high school because like I mainly just used DJ for Outscape for a while because like even though I played ball and stuff growing up, like going home and stuff, there it was still some trouble times, it wasn't all perfect. So my brother just showed me it was pretty much my escape like through whole high school. Like I would just go home and then throw on the headphones and then just practice with my brother. And then once I got out of high school, I was already working, and then that's when I bought my whole setup. I was saving my whole senior year, and I bought my whole setup, and then I just started. I didn't even DJ until like a year after that because I took a whole year of just practicing, like just straight practicing sets, practicing scratching.
You wanted to be ready to roll, huh?
Yeah. Like it took me a good solid year to perfect what I wanted to perfect, and then I started DJing because I would still help my brother here and there DJ. Like I would go with him when he would DJ. I would DJ like for like 30 minutes, 45 max, but I wouldn't go crazy. And then because I still need to practice, I didn't want to just throw myself out there like most of these DJs do nowadays. They just grab a controller and just throw themselves out there, and they're not even prepared, because
Balls to the wall.
and plus too, when equipment malfunctions and all that, they don't know how to like react to that, and it's just like it's a lot of training. But yeah, so I didn't start DJing clubs till like I think 1920, and I didn't start getting into clubs until I started having another DJ. My cousin actually, his name is DJ Unique, and he taught my brother how to DJ. He's a little bit older than both of us, and then he took me under his wing, and then he kind of put me into the club scene, downtown Tempe, freaking just all over the place, really. First Fridays, like we're doing First Fridays, so it was pretty cool.
Do those clubs like have DJs come in certain modes, like, and then he's up for an hour and a half, and then another guy comes in for an hour and a half,
Pretty
kind of to
much.
get the mood of the.
Yeah, because like with him, like he was actually set. Like he's part of this DJ crew out here called Record Breakers DJ, and there's like a group of DJs. There's I don't know if you heard of his name is DJ Ruthless Ramsey. He's a tape deck. Well, he was really good with tape decks. He knew how to battle with just tapes on a freaking big ass boombox. So he was part of it. DJ Tranzo, my cousin, and like a whole other group of guys. And they had their set bars, set locations, and they would just all go and set up and do their thing. All do an hour set a piece. And yeah, he's the one that really put me on though, because I would go meet up with him and his other DJ friends would be there, and we'll each get an hour set and then just keep going. But that time I wasn't getting money. I had to put my hours in.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I remember when I was running our restaurant downtown at the ballpark, and I would literally bought like just mixer, and I played CDs, but I would play that like with the Mexican like cumbia nights mixed with some hip hop.
That's all you really need.
I mean, you hear a lot of Cumbia Kings and Selena and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But
and
if I could mix that would have been really cool. Mix it and go into that.
And that's what my cousin did. Like my brother and my cousin, they were so diverse in their music to where they were mixing cumbias, banda, hip hop, EDM. Like they were going from different tempos and different genres. Like we call my cousin the mixologist because he can just go in and out of genres so crazy and like blend music, rock and shit. Like he really inspired me on the mixing aspect of creating. Because me, all I wanted to focus on was the scratching. He was like, stop focusing on the scratching, focus on your crates, focus on blending, and focus on just taking them for a ride. Like you got the scratching down. Enough of that. That's what he says. He's like, you got that down.
A good DJ takes you for a ride.
Exactly. He's like, it's a wave.
Exactly.
So he really just put that in my head, and like really, if it wasn't for him, a lot of my my brother and him and a lot of other guys, but they really shaped me in who I am today. Even what I'm doing now, producing and stuff like that. Like when I'm with artists, I tell him straight up because he was straight up with me. He would stop me right in my sets and tell me to run it back. Like, nah, that's horrible. Let's run it back one more time. Like, yeah, so he really pushed me.
Perfection.
Perfection. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Now, how was it for a DJ to, like you said, he's a mixologist.
Mhm.
Is that just a skill to have that you're kind of born with, or is it kind of you understand the music after a while and you kind of know what flows into what and what that?
I mean, well, for sure it's talent because to have the ear, to know what to play at the right time, the whole point is to keep the audience on the dance floor and you know, for him he can keep everybody on the dance floor. Like nobody wants to walk away. And then I see other DJs where they have it down or they play one song to get everybody going and then they play the wrong song after that and then everything just like everybody just leaves the dance floor. you know, I've
Everybody's like goes back to the booth.
Yeah,
Done.
pretty much. Yeah. So like that takes time knowing how to read the crowd and like he's been doing it since like the 80s and like 90s like so he's been doing in the crate days, he would do the underground parties and stuff. So like he was in clubs by the time he was like 14 in Arizona. So yeah, I mean it takes a lot of skill, a lot of training, but I don't know, I just think you're born with it too though because like I don't know, because I see a lot of DJs and I don't see enough like what he does. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
especially
You know,
now.
was one I saw and I kind of follow, but he was more like '90s music and '80s. Was DJ AM.
Yeah, no,
He was
exactly.
he's
He was
That
one of
guy
my
could flow
favorite.
though.
He was one of my favorite and like it sucks because like he passed away the year I graduated. So like when I just got put onto him and he just had passed away from the overdose and uh I was just like dang. But he was really talented. He was one of the DJs that really shaped DJ culture now. Like how you have all these party EDM Vegas DJs, like he was the guy doing it first. Like he was blending genres. He was doing stuff like even the stuff he was doing with Travis Barker. They have like a set. Travis
Oh,
Barker's
I
doing
love that with the
yeah,
drums.
with the drums. I watched that video over and over and over. Like,
I got a good buddy. He's a drummer for Las Calacas.
hmm
I don't know if you've heard of Las Calacas.
I have not
And
heard a lot of
he's
Colossus.
so they're like a cumbia rock band.
Hmm.
They're really cool.
Nice.
And he's the drummer, dude. That guy is like just like Travis Barker.
Really?
It's
He gets
amazing, man.
down?
He's just like flip, but he is just on, and he does that with one of their DJs, and
Hmm.
it is just amazing little show.
Los
The guy's just
Colossus.
great. He works for us at our restaurant on
Los
the
Col-
side as a
Wait, are you
bartender.
talking about does he have his DJ Transo?
DJ,
Or DJ, I think I might know, or Les?
God, I forget his name.
I think I might know
I follow him on
I,
YouTube. I
I
mean, on Instagram. He's a great guy.
yeah,
He's good too.
yeah. I think I know. No, I know who you're talking about now. Because of the cumbia band with the DJs, right? Like they have the
Yeah,
DJs. Like yeah, I
they
know.
got horns and DJ. That the guitarist is like more like a different twanging of a guitar. It's like almost like Cramps.
Really? Does he
Have you
have
ever
like
heard the Cramps
does he
before?
have like short hair, like smooth back?
Well,
I
those
think I'm.
guys are all like slick back.
No, okay. I was
They
gonna
look
say.
like rockabillys.
I think I might know who you're talking about though. I think I might know them for sure. But yeah,
Yeah,
I
man.
love doing that though. I love incorporating just live sound with DJing in general because like, I can do it like scratching with anything pretty much. Like I can be on like on tempo with anything, like with just guitar, with just drums. Somebody could be playing piano, and I could just go off the tempo like that.
Is it DJ Script? No. God, I forget. I gotta go nuts on this.
No, it's okay.
But
We we could
he's
touch.
a good guy.
Yeah, like I said, I think I might know who that is because like if I think
I
about it, they're
follow
all
them.
around the
Las
same.
Calacas.
Cool.
They go out an intense show, man. And that
I,
DJ kind of keeps the flow going because he's and then like go into some beats and then
mm,
they'll go into their songs.
yeah,
But
that's
it'd be
dope.
like cumbia beats too, which is kind of cool,
Yeah.
like horns
Mhm.
blowing, like the like Mexican style
Yeah.
horns, trumpets, and stuff.
That's how
I'm like
DJ
like mariachi kind of a little bit,
exactly, yeah. I work with a guy,
but
his name is DJ
it
Tranzo.
is sharp, man. Woo!
And then incorporate the hip hop with it, it's even sicker. Cause
Yeah,
that's how my buddy DJ Tranzo is. Like he does the cumbia and all that, but he does like covers and shit too. Or he does like certain old songs, like 80s songs, and he'll convert it to cumbias type version, but still in English, and he'll make a whole cumbia beat over it. Like it's pretty crazy what they do.
I still there's still old like Control and all those like bands like that. I still love those bands. Those songs. Like my wife's like, "What are you playing?" I'm like, "Loving this.
So I
Got a
just
good
grew
vibe
it.
going in the car right now."
Uh,
Any DJs out there that you know that are up and coming
Up and
besides yourself,
coming.
of course?
All right. I mean, I haven't even been in the loop right now for the DJs, but I mean, I know like my group of friends that I was around in like 20 to like 2011, like before they got onto the radio, like DJ Javen, DJ ADM, even my cousin DJ Unique, they're all doing some good things, but they're on the radio, they're all have their own shows now. But yeah, you should check them out for sure. Like DJ
Yeah,
Javen.
I catch a buddy of mine, DJ Mad Rich.
Yeah, Matt
That's
Rich is
on.
another one.
Mad
Via.
Rich is a cool dude. He's an
Yeah.
80s, 90s playing mofo, and I love him.
No, yeah, no, they are like just that whole group because even DJ Complex, Ben, and all them, like they're just they cater to us. You know what I'm saying? Like they know how to balance it, not just crazy hip hop, but
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
he
Like they
knows
have
all
it.
the new hip hop tracks out, but I'm like, when I see him or if we hire him, he's just nailing that 80s, 90s. I'm like, oh yeah.
But that's like their juice. So
You
like
got everybody going, whoa.
exactly, like seeing Via and all them, even my cousin was all around their facility, but like just seeing all them like that's like their genre of music, 80s, 90s, like that's what they love to mix. And they're all scratchers, they're all turntablists, they all know how to mix and you know what I'm saying, like keep it going, not just a boring DJ who just, hits play and goes.
Well, so how's the part of like doing beats and producing? Is that what you really wanted to do, or did you just kind of find into that and go, "Oh, I like this. I want to do this."
Yeah, I kind of cause like I was having a lot of back problems when I was DJing. After a while, like just lifting up I have these big old JBLs still, and just so I wanted a break from DJing, but I didn't want to stop making music. And like I don't know, one day I was just like I want to just see if I can make a beat. Like I'm playing all these guys' music and stuff in the clubs and stuff. Let me see if I can make something. And then I just bought a beat machine, and then I just got hooked. Like I felt like it was just another string from DJing, because like a lot of my influences, like DJ wise, was DJ Premier, Dr. Dre, Jay Dilla, Q-Tip from Tribe Called Quest.
Love Q-Tip.
Yeah, like all those guys started out as like DJs, and produce. So that's how I looked at it. I was like, well, this is just another aspect of it. Let's see if I can do it. And plus, I already had like a massive record collection of like old jazz samples, because I still collect jazz records and stuff. So I just started sampling. Like I started watching like old videos and just like seeing what they were doing, and then just went in on it, and I fell in love with it. Now that's all
So
I.
you expand your music horizons, basically.
Yeah, pretty
Like you
much.
kind of check out music from the past and go, ooh, hey,
Mhm. Yeah, like
that's
it all
cool.
just like to me it's all because like what came with that was knowing your history of it, and that stems back to my DJing, like my mentors, like my cousin, all them. They're like, well, if you're going to be doing this, you got to know the history of not just like DJing, but just hip hop in general, like where it originated. So they really pushed that on me too. So of course, knowing the history and everything stems, I'm like, all right, cool. Well, let me try producing now. Like I got DJing, that was fun. I just got burnt out of the club scene for a minute. I just, drunk people all the time. I was like, yeah, I don't want to be around this all the time. So
Plus you're out late and stuff.
yeah,
That'll
out
wear on you.
late.
Not sleeping.
And then at that time I was working too. I had a job and stuff. So, and I was at Pete's still. I was managing over there at Pete's. So I was just dealing with all that horse shit.
Yeah, well, good thing you're doing what you love right now. That's the key.
Yeah, like I said, I'm blessed right now. A lot of it fell into place. I kind of just jumped off the cliff in my like I was in my darkest times, I say, because I just took that risk, and it set me up pretty well. I had to cut a lot of people out, but like I had a couple businesses I was starting before this that was pretty much the same thing was leading up to this, but it was just the people. You have to business is business. I'm trying to be serious and
Yeah.
get an LLC and really run a business, and you gotta learn how to cut people out that just take advantage
If
at
you're
the end of the
stopping
day.
my progress, I got to cut you loose.
Yeah, it's not that I don't love you. It's just I got to
Yeah.
keep growing. I got to keep growing at the end of the day.
Don't bring that drama my way.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that is like a definite life lesson there. Chase your dreams and cut the people loose that interfere with your dreams. I think that's a good way of saying it.
Definitely. Like I said, the love's
And a
always
lot of
there.
people don't understand that.
Nah, we're not kids anymore. I feel like that too, though. We're not
Yeah.
like, yo, I'm
Well, some of
29
your
now.
friends stay as kids. Yeah.
I
Like,
know
dude, grow up.
exactly. I got family members like that too that stay as kids, and it's like, yo, like, when are you guys just gonna grow up and take? I know I don't have my shit under control, like I don't have my stuff under fully control, but I have goals. I have plans, like, and I'm addicted to those goals and plans. I've always been addicted to them. Like I never stopped doing music. Like even though I stopped DJing, I just went off to a different path, and then I started making beats, and then people started liking them, and then I started recording artists, so
How
it's
does
pretty
the
cool.
artist do? Do they come to you,
hmm
or do you kind of go after them and recruit a little bit? If you like
for
this style.
I just really post on Instagram. I post like for a while, like when I started because I have my production name. It's Nonsense Production, and that's my whole production, my beat production, engineering, and all that. So I have that page, and then my DJ Nonsense page, and then I just post like anybody need engineering stuff like that. But a lot of the connections, like artists I've met, all this kind of happened in the span of 3 years, I want to say, because 2019 is when I really got back out on the scene and I started DJing again. I started doing the beat battles out here in Tempe. I entered a few of them just to check out the atmosphere, and then I ended up hooking up with the guy to ended up becoming the head DJ for his events. So I did that. It was at a place called Tempe Tavern, and out in Tempe, and I was DJing there for the beat battles, and that's pretty much how I link with everybody. Like the dude that I that linked me with the studio I'm in now, I met him through the beat battles in 2019, and I was just a DJ there, and yeah, that's how I pretty much got on into this
So
whole
it's
thing.
basically getting your face known and your beats known
Yeah,
out
getting my
there in front of people.
Yeah, exactly. Getting your face known, getting to know people, because before I even met a lot of these artists, or just my name in general, that's pretty much what it was. Because like the dude that put me on, he was already connected with more of the underground scene, the producer scene, the scene that I really wanted to get on, and then as far as like the artist scene too, like the AZ Hip Hop Festival and like all that stuff. So like he was really dialed in like that. So he took me under his wing for a good like 9 to like 11 months, and like he showed me a lot. He brought me to different studios. He showed me he just took me under his wing, and then he linked me up with, like I said, he helped my name grow, and I started linking up with artists, like local artists from the beat battles from everywhere, and then Instagram is another way how people find me. I just run ads and through Arizona.
Oh, do you do ads?
Yeah, I run like little like $10 ads, $5 ads like throughout the week, and just to push it out through Arizona. And then I have people that save it, and then yeah, they come to the studio, they book with the head guy Brian, and then they set up like a whole package. Like, because Brian's like the engineer there slash producer, but I'm pretty much like I have my own clients too. But when we do a package though, I'm more of like the beat maker producer for him. So I'll give him the beats, and then it's all one package. We all split it, and then it's just everybody gets their cuts. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty cool.
That's
And
cool. That's cool.
yeah, because he
So what do you think, like for hip hop DJs or up and coming rappers, Instagram is probably the most used. Is it
yeah,
Instagram and YouTube or
Instagram, YouTube, Twitch is another one.
Twitch? Oh, really?
Yeah, but I mean, I know Twitch is good for like gaming and stuff, but a lot of DJs use Twitch because they can stream live, like in their living rooms and stuff. And I think if you get a certain amount of like followers or something, then Twitch starts paying you and all that stuff. Because my buddy's on it. One of the artists I work with, who was actually a dude I started working with, and he was the first artist I started working with, like engineering with in 2019, and he helped me get the studio last year too before he moved out to Kansas. But he does Twitch and he does gaming stuff, but he puts his music on it, like the music we make, I produce for him. Like he puts it all on his Twitch and the website, and people just click it and listen on it. So there's like all different avenues. It's pretty crazy.
Oh, that's cool. That's a different one.
Yeah, Twitch is really good if you want to stream like for gaming, or you can even, I think you can even stream this, that OBS software I was telling you about earlier. It links
Mhm.
all those. I think you just got to create the accounts and then just link those accounts. Like it's crazy. You can literally go.
I'm definitely gonna check that out. That could bring me to the next level on my podcast.
Yeah, definitely help for sure. Like, and I'm still new at this the podcast stuff. But my buddy, I was just on a podcast on Sunday that just dropped today. It was called the Loans Main Asylum podcast, and my buddy just streams it through his phone. Like he has his microphones, and then that records into his computer, and
Yeah.
then he has a phone that just streams it for him, and he just records it. Because as long as you have to be honest, as long as you have an iPhone, you're pretty much set. Because we do a
Yeah,
lot
I use Anchor too as well, and I
Anchor.
just pop it right through my phone,
Yeah, literally, and
and
like
it's free, so it's a great flood,
exactly.
you know.
I'm
But
pretty
I like
sure
to use
OBS
this.
has it. I never use. What is it? Squarecast?
This is Squadcast.
Oh, Squadcast. Oh yeah, my bad.
Yeah, once I
Okay.
learn how to use my software, you can see the video of us talking like this.
No, I feel that now. You're good.
God Almighty, it's so tough. The stuff nowadays is so tough. And
Yeah,
then the
it's
guy on YouTube
technology.
giving the tutorials is like, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I usually just skip them and trying to find like the basic info that I need, but yeah, it's hard. But
Yeah,
I
show me
can
the
definitely.
easiest software there is. I'm on it.
I'm telling you. Let me send you this video for. Oh, I want to send you the link to the video, and it's a simple video too. You're gonna like it. I'll send you the link. It's a whole
Cool.
thing.
So let's go into how do you market yourself the most? What is your most intentions? You said you do like little quick deals on Instagram.
Yeah, it's cool now
Get your
because
word up.
yeah, cool. Because I have a filmer now. He's one of my partners for the studio, and one of my partners on Zona. He's actually our videographer, our grapher. He produces and stuff too, but he's always filming. So he films our vlogs and stuff the day to day. So what I do is I take the clips of the filming because he links me to a Google Drive folder. So I take those clips and then I put my beats to them, and then that's how I promote the studio. Like I'll just take random shots in the studio with his iPhone, and then just put my beats to it, and then add like the text and stuff to it, like book today, and like because to be honest, I try to be as honest and upfront with people because like we're really just trying to help artists and develop them. So like when I make my beat videos and stuff, it that's why we put our clips to our beats because it's really telling it's our journey. So come be a part of our journey, like like with the beats, with just the clips. Because ever since having him, my quality's jumped up a lot. So a lot of people have been really tuning in now because it's the videos, the people like the videos. I would do covers and stuff, but those would get a couple of views and stuff, but the videos is where it's at. That's how I really market my
So
stuff.
that's that OBS, and huh?
OBS, and then I'm always constantly. He has that what's it called, that little tripod thingy with the iPhone, because the iPhone shoots in
Yeah, where you
4K.
just kind of cruise it. A
Yeah.
lot of people are making music videos and stuff like that nowadays.
Yeah, I know. I saw the where Apple one when they first dropped it. I think it was like Lady Gaga or something that shot a whole music video with it. But I mean, we shot our first music video with it too. So we're not. Yeah, we like it. It's simple. It's on your phone. You can do it. It's good quality, and people love it.
Yeah, too bad you didn't get the Lady Gaga viewers.
I
I mean,
know,
as
right?
much as she gets,
We will though. We will.
you'd be sitting on some more moolah right now.
We're definitely getting up there. We're building this definitely brick by brick. And ever since
Well, that's good because I like having somebody that's up and coming. That's my whole thing about like
yeah,
you'll see my
connecting.
hashtag who's who in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my favorite hashtags.
I know. I woke up to the tag. I was like, oh, I gotta share this. I was like, I see it.
Yeah, I like that way. All I ask is if I put people on the podcast is to just give me like a shot at your audience so
Yeah,
they can
all
pick up on me.
day, and that's all it is, and that's what people
It's
don't
sharing and building
understand.
together.
I feel that, and I feel like a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people are ego driven, so like they just want to be in the front. Like why, they won't share your stuff, but they expect you to share their stuff, and it's like,
If I had 1 million followers, I would help out the smallest people in the world.
exactly, that's the
I
whole
mean, I'm
point.
here. I like helping people. That's the key.
Yep, that's the goal.
And on this podcast, I always ask questions where you give them ideas on what you do
Mhm.
to make yourself bigger. You know what I mean?
Yep. We grow
So people
together.
can learn from each podcast.
Exactly. And that's who I'm around too. Like my circle of my clique, we're always together, but like we're always talking about the business. Like we're always talking about innovating ideas. Like it's never about people. We're always just talking about the label or the next song or the next, like we're always just working. So I feel like now I'm surrounded by a lot of good quality people who are on the same level as me, because you know I put a lot of time in just a lot of the wrong people. Sorry, I mean, but wrong people, and it was
Oh, you can
just
cuss on here.
oh,
It's fine.
okay, okay.
I
But
got the child warning.
I got the child explicit content.
Shit, fuck, we're all good.
Yeah, so and we just you know we build. We're adults now, so we're trying to build something good, help people grow, and just because I don't want to. My thing is, I tell them I don't want people standing behind me or in front of me. I want people standing on the side of me. Like it's just a lot better, that way
Yes.
nobody feels like, oh, you're the leader, you're this and that. It's like, no, we're all in this together, like
You're not.
let's figure
Don't
it
stand in
out.
front of me and don't stand in back of me.
Exactly, we're side by
Shoulder
side,
to
like
shoulder, we're going through this together. I like that.
yeah, that's like one of my biggest things I just say now to people, because for a while a lot of people thought I was just out to go ahead of them. It's like, no, like I don't even think about myself half the time. Most of the time I'm only thinking about the artist or their projects or whatever else. Like I rarely think about myself. I'm not a selfish person at all when it comes to certain things.
That sounds like it sounds to me like you just like if you start working with somebody new, you just throw yourself right at them and we're gonna
Definitely.
do. Like
I work with everybody's budget, and like I'm not a guy to be like, yo, I need this much right now. Like, let's work, let's build it. It's all about the music at the end of the day. That's all I care about. It's all about putting
well,
your getting your stuff out and just building something together. Some good
that's
stuff.
exact same thing. Is word of mouth is the key.
All
I
day.
learned that in my family's restaurants business and stuff. If you can interact and people and they're like, oh my god, that guy's awesome. F at the teepee, he's a cool guy, and I love their food. And they'll bring it. They'll talk to their friends about that.
Yeah,
That's why our
exactly.
restaurant's been there for 50 plus years.
I know. So right
That's
there.
our main deal.
I know.
Slinging Mexican food for years, man.
Hey, but you got good energy though. That's what people like. You attract, as long as whatever you put out that's positive, it's always going to come back around.
Yeah.
And
I
I learned that the hard way too, though, because I remember, at some points in my life, you get bitter, and it's just like, why this? Or you start feeling like you should have certain things, and it's like, no, you shouldn't. You're not entitled to anything. You have to put in the fucking work, get your ass out of bed, and just keep going. Stop feeling entitled. Stop being, what I'm saying? Just go. Eventually, it's all gonna pay out.
Yeah, but you gotta admit, like getting bigger, even like if your social media stats and stuff, there's like pitfalls. That it's dead for a while, then it'll jump up.
Rub up.
You'll do something like randomly, and oh my god, I just got a bunch of people that want to hook up with me. Stuff. You're
Exactly.
like,
Or it's just you meet the right person too that you're around too, and like you said, you kind of they share you, and their audience taps into you, because that's how a lot of people have been tapping in with me, is through other people. So hasn't really been like, it has been my ads, but mostly it's just like word of mouth and like people tagging me and sharing my stuff, and people hitting my DMs and asking me like, so you're a producer, like how long, all this, all the basic questions.
yeah, I'm gonna leave you up to an up and coming rapper in the valley, and we'll do one with this podcast because I like guys that are just starting out.
Yeah, no, definitely. And that's what me and my the dude that runs this, because it's called BC Studios, out in Tempe, and it's right on University, right on University Drive, right next to the Oreganos on the right hand side.
Ooh, that's a nice little lunch spot for you guys to get a break.
Right? No, for real. And then we're right behind, what's it called? Godzooks. So we're literally right behind Godzooks.
Oh, I've been to that place. That place is good. It's
Yeah,
different.
yeah, it is different. So we're
How
really
about
right
an
there.
enchilada with stuffing inside of it? What?
I don't
It's
know.
good.
It tripped me out when I first had it. I was like, "What is this?" They're like, it's enchilada. I was
This
like,
is Americanized Mexican food.
exactly. That's what it was. Americanized Mexican food. Exactly.
But the guy with the brophy, he's a cool guy. I've met him before. He's a nice guy, and I wish him the best of luck.
Yeah.
Okay, what would you say to a kid that's listening to this and he's like, God, I always wanted to be a DJ, and he's what to do to start?
Research first. That'd be the first thing. Research. Try to like just just throw yourself into it, to be honest. As a kid, for me, I was just thrown into it. Like, what got me into it at that time, though, even though there's no YouTube back then at that time, but I I just threw myself into it. My brother bought his turntables, but now it's easy. So now they have YouTube. So if they really want to jump into it, it's just jumping in, watching a couple of DJ videos, seeing what you want to do, and just practicing, but getting the right
They show you
equipment.
how to scratch and stuff, are they?
Yeah,
How to
there's
mix
there's
it up?
yeah, there's channels for scratching, there's channels for just mixing. There's even channels for like original DJs to show you how to set cue points on like actual records, like how I started, with the stickers. So like there's all these different channels to where a kid can just get all the information they possibly want. So like, because even when I started going into it when I was 18, YouTube was still wasn't as like, it was still big, but YouTube was still YouTube. There was no ads or anything, so I was able to watch like Jazzy Jeff and like uh
That
who else, African
guy was good
Bubala,
though.
yeah, all these DJs, and then AM too, like and then just watching those videos every day, every night while I'm practicing, and I'm like, okay, just seeing their techniques and like, because me, I'm very light-handed on my scratching, so like seeing DJ AM and seeing Jazzy Jeff, their cuts are very sharp and very. If you look at their record control, it's like they're really touching the record. It's so crazy. So that's what got me. Like I wanted to do that, like mimic their scratching because they're so light-handed. Like there's other DJs that are heavy-handed, so they push on the record, so they do a lot of different scratching. But I like DJ AM and Jazzy Jeff, they were just so smooth with it, like they can just cut and like make it look like they're not even touching the record.
I love that, dude. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Let's see. What is the DJ? They just popped in my mind was the Beastie Boys DJ.
Oh, Miss Master Mike.
That guy, when it comes to
Yeah.
scratching and beats into beats,
Mm-hmm.
or like intros into intros, pretty
Yeah.
amazing.
He's crazy. Like he's taking records and like he's scratching, like he's pulling the record up like from the table and scratching and doing these little cuts. And it's cool because he plays into one of my other favorite DJs, DJ Qbert. Because before he got on with the Beastie Boys, Miss Master Mike was in San Francisco too. Like Qbert, I don't know if they were neighbors or they lived on the same block, but Qbert would always go to his house. And like, so if you look at Qbert's techniques, because he's one of the best scratchers in the world, like he's crazy, but you see a lot of Miss Master Mike's influence into him. He just took it to a whole different level. And Miss Master Mike obviously has his own flair and stuff too. But yeah, he's really one of my favorite DJs. There's a lot of DJs that I look up to.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, there's so
I mean,
many.
on
It's so
Instagram,
hard.
then you'll have a live one, and it's kind of cool just to listen to their style.
Oh yeah, definitely. I look at a lot of like UK DJs though. Like there's a guy out in UK called DJ Angelo. He's a cool guy. He actually comments and gets back to his people. Like I'd be commenting and hitting him up, and he actually gets back. So he's a really cool dude. And then DJ
Oh, you
Rectangle
got to
too.
do that.
Yeah, DJ Rectangle too. Like I was tripping out because he's the dude that got me into DJing, and then he's like like my DJ stuff like on Instagram. So he's actually liking my posts now. So I was like, that's pretty cool. The dude that got me into DJing is liking some
That's
of
a
my stuff.
cool, honest, good
Mhm.
person right there, like we were just
Yeah,
talking
for
about.
reals. And like I feel like it's just the whole UK aspect too, because I work with a UK artist. His name is Havoc, and I make him beats. I engineer for him, and like I've been working with him since 2019 too. And the love, it's just the love out there. They really love, honest people.
That's cool. That's cool. Let's see. What else do we got? That's about it, I guess. We cover everything pretty much.
Yeah, I know we went.
Anything else? Yeah, I mean, we're at about 40 minutes, so that was quick.
That was a good podcast.
If you just relax and have fun and talk, it goes by quick.
Oh yeah, definitely. An hour flies by. Like that's what I was like. But it's good. It's been what 7, 8 years since I last seen you, since I
Yeah.
DJ.
Well,
Yeah.
guys, back in the day, I used to be his baseball coach. It was
Mm-hmm.
a assistant baseball coach,
Assistant baseball coach. Those
and
were good times though.
his whole family went through our baseball program. Basically,
Yep.
we had more of your family in the stands cheering us on than anybody else.
Hey, that's good though. That's all we needed.
Yeah, yeah, you're a good kid. You're always it's like how you are right now. Like you want to pay attention. You want to learn.
Yep. That's all it
You were
is.
always like that on the field. Like if you take into something, you're like, I'm going the full way.
Yep, and that's how I was brought up with my brothers, with my dad and stuff. They're just either go in or you don't. And I was like, all right, bet. Because
Yeah,
giving up's never an option. Even with music, I haven't gave up. It's been 11 years. And we're still here.
yeah. Even when it's like the pitfalls, you got to fight through them.
Yep, that you're gonna sink or you're gonna float. And most
Yeah,
of the times I come out good. I just step back for a little bit and just I'll be all right. Because now I feel like I have a really solid foundation now. Like I got my business actually licensed and ready to, I'm booming, and so I feel very because I quit my job. I don't even work a job. I just do the studio and beats and all that. So I'm full time in this 3 years now. I quit my job in the end of 2018 is when I quit my job actually. And I just went full time in music. A lot of stuff happened at that time to push me, but it diamonds are formed under pressure, right?
yeah. Hey, best day at work is something you do love it. You love to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's cool. All right. Well, thank you, DJ Nonsense, for joining me on this
Nah,
podcast, the
thank
El
you.
Jefe podcast.
I appreciate it. Hefe, Coach Hefe.
And I'm gonna definitely try to hook some other people out of your loop
No, definitely.
into this stuff deal and get to know that because
Need artists.
I
I
saw.
got people. If you want to do interviews with artists, I got producers,
There
regular
you go, guys.
artists, all independent. So just hey, get at me. I'll link you for sure.
I got some realtors, Arizona realtors. I've got a buddy of mine that worked for the Diamondbacks. I just had, and
Dope.
I like the DJ and the rapping, like
All
like
around
our
Arizona.
scene
All around Arizona. I love it.
bands. Like I got Elvis Before Noon's a good friend of mine, and I want
That's
to get him on
awesome.
there.
Heck yeah. So what episode is this
So,
one? Episode
oh God, I know I lost the episode. I know
it's
I'm in the
okay.
episode season 2.
Season
I gotta go
2?
back and change them all and go. This is season 1.
Nice.
I'm just throwing them out.
Hey, that's good though. That's what you gotta do.
Yeah. Hey, did you catch episode 2? Season 2, episode 1?
Exactly.
No, he doesn't have it listed.
I'll share my episode. I'm kidding. I got you.
Yeah, you got it, brother. I'm gonna stop it right now. You take care.
Thank you. You have a good one.